Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to Confessions of a Domestic Engineer, or as I like to call it, Code. And I'd like to be giving you a much better episode than you're going to get today, but thanks to this goddamn mother... So the rain is a pain as it falls on the plane, and I needed to stop the rain. Okay, yeah, alright. So the rain's actually kind of useful today, as much as I'm complaining about it. So anyways, I'm out here on my front porch. I'm trying to avoid the rain because I don't want to get wet. But the rain directly plays into this particular episode because, see, I was having a problem with moisture buildup on the side of my house every time it rains. So I had to come up with a unique solution that was cost effective to deter the rain from hitting the side of my house and soaking in through the side of my house, possibly leaking into my basement. And let's show you what I came up with. You see those bricks laid out along the side there? That was my solution. So I didn't get to film all the footage I wanted to film. Unfortunately, it was raining off and on. It was too much of a pain in the ass to keep pulling the camera out. In all honesty, once you see me put in part of it, you've seen me put in all of it. So I filmed the first section that I put in, and I'm going to go out there. I'm actually going to brave the rain so you can actually see how it all looks. So before you see me running through the rain, like, you know, words I shouldn't use, go ahead, take a look at the video footage I've already shot that'll show you me installing the first part of it, because once you've seen the first part, you've seen all of it. Some of the footage has been sped up, just because, you know, it is, and I know I found some Howling Odyssey music to put over top of it, so, you know, here's that Patreon Howling Odyssey pitch, along with other stuff on Patreon as well. And yeah, so watch the video, see how I got it going, and then I'm going to show you the completed project up close and personal in a moment. Okay, so as you can see here, I was testing the first round, and now that I've done that, what we're going to do is we're just going to take some of this loose soil. Clay is optimum for this, and we're just going to help pack that in there with that. Alright. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now, I didn't show you me putting in the first row because that was me experimenting with it. I wanted to get an idea of how I was going to do this first because I had a couple ideas in my mind before I started. Brought a bunch of these rock over here already. I'm doing this all by hand because it's easier to set it just perfect if I do it by hand. Put on all these rocks. That allows for better drainage because drainage is the problem here right now. The rocks on the top is angled to deflect the water down away from the house, and then what's underneath will help it drain a little easier, hopefully. Keep it a little bit away from the house and get it a little more into the ground. Looks like we might have a different size brick here that I was not expecting. Cool. Crap. Alright. Here, I thought these were all going to be relatively the same, and no! I got different sizes in here. Shiza. Do it this way. Alright, I'm going to do it this way. You're starting to get runoff there now because of it. But I don't have many other better options because unfortunately that well's there. Oh, maybe I can find a better piece. It's the way the cement's formed there. That's what the problem is. Alright. It's not quite even pour, or even brick line, I should say. So that's what's messing me up now.
So let's see if plan B will work any better. Probably not. Crap. Alright, well, let's try it this way. Yeah, just not gonna happen. I get that lip there no matter what. I guess I suck at eat the lip, huh? Oh, come on. Really? I didn't have as much problem with the first one. Alright, there we go. Throw in that rock. Seriously, I'm picking all these by hand. That's how bad this is. Alright. There we go. Okay. Holy shiza.
What I'm doing here is I'm just going to fill out the gaps. Well, it's the whole way across the top because there's some gaps here too. I'm going to fill it in with as much of this dirt/clay as I can. Normally I would do sand or something like that to help fill it, but I don't have any sand right now, so this will have to do.
So we're just going to do that right off the bat. We'll drop quite a bit, so get one of those rocks, shift that forward. Got handles of the bigger stuff here. And we'll hold up the back. And let's try this again.
Now, I haven't completely finished it yet because I still have to do some rock trim up in here. You'll see what I'm doing in a second. There you go, you can see that right there. I also haven't gone through and done the dirt fill-in yet either. Once I do the full dirt fill-in, that'll make a difference too. I do mention it in the other video, but I'm going to mention it again. I really should use sand. But overall, the purpose is just to try and keep the water as much as possible away from the house and get it to flow away. As you can see with my neighbor's house here, you know, they've got a lot of puddling down here. Quite a bit, you can see. Quite a bit there too, because, you know, they don't have the extension on there. They really should. Oh, speaking of extensions, I apparently forgot to put this back. Now, speaking of putting this back, this specifically is why I haven't finished out every last part of this yet. I'm also missing, I also finally ran out of these red bricks. I had to go buy a whole bunch of new extra ones. So those are going to end up being a slightly different brick in there. It's okay, I'm fine with that. Let's go see the bricks. Yep, I went all the way to the edge. Because in the previously shot video, it doesn't show that. Alright, here we go. Alright, through. Look at all those tomatoes still. Holy caca. Some of them are exploding on there. Jeez. Alright. Those are all the bricks I still have left to work with for other projects as well. I had sorted them all out. I'll probably end up using those cool little stripey ones there at the end, where I still got to finish off. I don't want to use we'll call them curry bricks. And the reason I don't want to use the curry bricks is because I am worried that they're going to hold too much water in those little pits and they'll crack and break way too easily for what I would need them to do. At least that's... So yeah, those are the ins and outs of working on that little brick project on the side of the house. It's not quite completed yet, but it honestly probably won't be totally completed until next year because, like I said, I gotta go buy sand. I'm gonna let it settle over the winter a little bit as well, you know, and then after the winter I'll go through, I'll take everything back out, you know, reset them a little bit better, see if I can find, you know, now I've got more selection there, find certain bricks to go certain ways a little better. Do stuff like that, right? You know, just to make sure that it all looks pretty and nice by the end of it. Realistically, the sidewalk really should be fixed as well because the sidewalk does bevel and kind of tilt in and out a little bit. And it's singing in little spots and raising others a little bit, stuff like that. So there's a lot of projects, we'll call them politely, that have to be looked at and worked on to get this done the way I want it. But we'll get it there eventually. Yeah, and just because I forgot to mention it, you know, there's that comment section below, you know, throw a comment in there and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget about the Patreon thing again. Woohoo, Patreon! Other than that, everybody, peace, love, and take care.